A girl drives through a storm with both hands locked on the wheel and a coffin in the back of the van. Her phone rings. The man on the other end wants the van returned. He's been calling for a while now, and his patience ran out several calls ago. She rolls down the window and throws the phone into the rain. Then she keeps driving towards Jongsan, tears running down her face, and she does not stop. Her name is Hana. 48 hours before this drive, her boyfriend called and asked her for a favor. She said yes, and not yes is the reason she is alone in a storm right now, with a coffin full of something she was never supposed to know about. The landlady knocks before Hana is fully awake. 3 months of unpaid rent. Her boyfriend Daniel has not picked up a single call from the landlady, has not sent a message, has not left so much as an excuse. Hana covers for him, tells the landlady she will handle it, and closes the door. She calls Daniel. Nothing. She sends him a text. Just 4 words. Please stay safe, okay? Not, where's my money? Not, why have you disappeared? Just that, which tells you more about her than any description could. She gets ready and walks out into the day. She stops at a cafe, orders something small, and taps her card on the reader. Declined. She tries again. Same result. She opens her banking app directly and stares at the number on the screen. 0. Not low, not nearly empty. 0. Every one she had saved has been pulled out, and she already knows who did it before she even closes the app. She does not call the bank to dispute it, because Hana is the kind of person who keeps moving even when the floor has just dropped from under her. Yongpo International Airport is where Hana spends most of her waking hours, running security screening. So when a man starts walking the terminal without checking in, just scanning faces, she clocks him within minutes. He's looking for her specifically. She slips into the cargo security room and waits him out. After her shift ends, her coworkers pull her toward a night out, and she turns them down. Her senior colleague, June, catches her before she can leave. June noticed the man too and wants to know who he is. She can see something is wrong and offers to help. Hana gives her nothing back, a polite deflection, a tight expression, and a door closed on the conversation. June lets it go but grabs her arm before they part ways. Be careful. Hana nods and walks. While Hana navigates her quiet unraveling at the airport, Daniel is in Bangkok being physically cornered by the people he borrowed money from to fund a gambling habit he apparently never broke. The debt collectors are not interested in a payment plan. They find him and they get close, and they describe in specific terms what happens to people who do not pay. Daniel is terrified. He picks up his phone and calls Hana. The moment she answers, he skips every greeting and every explanation. Leave the apartment right now. Do not ask me anything. Just go. Then he hangs up. Hana throws her things into a bag. She moves fast because she has no idea how close they already are. And then she finds out. Knocking at her door, low voices, the kind of knock that doesn't wait for an answer. She goes to the balcony, climbs over the railing, and drops. Lands. Keeps moving. She boards the first bus she finds and rides it until the city has shifted enough around her that she can breathe again. Daniel calls back, relief in his voice when she confirms she got out. She asks him directly, the gambling, did you start again? He pauses just long enough, then admits he went to a casino in Cambodia with some friends, but he insists the debt is already cleared, nothing to worry about anymore. Then, with the ease of a man who has already decided she will agree, he asks for a favor. Tomorrow, a coffin will arrive at your security checkpoint. He needs you to let it through without a full scan. Disable the alarm for that one item and walk away. Getting the coffin through safely is the only way they fix everything and disappear somewhere new and start over together. Hana goes quiet. She understands exactly what disabling that alarm means. Her career, her freedom, the years she spent building a life at that airport while he burned through money at casino tables. But she loves him, and in the way that only people who have quietly forgiven too much can manage, she decides to believe him one more time. She swaps shifts with a colleague, puts herself at the right checkpoint, and the next morning she goes to work and she waits. The coffin rolls up to her checkpoint exactly when Daniel said it would. Hana glances around once. Then she disables the alarm. The coffin passes through with no scan, no flag, no record. June notices the alert cleared and asks about it. Hana answers without hesitation. Metal decorations on the casket. It happens sometimes. June accepts it. She has never had a reason to not trust Hana before. But Hana just destroyed her own career for a man who drained her savings, and the coffin she waved through the scanner never belonged to Daniel. He had no claim to it at all.
Outside the airport, Daniel and a man named Ray load the coffin into a van. Ray takes the wheel. They pull out. Within minutes, Daniel takes out a gun and tells Ray to change routes. Ray complies. His associates notice the deviation immediately and contact their boss, Victor, a powerful figure with the kind of reach that makes people careful about how they talk to him. Victor starts calling Ray's phone. Daniel does not let Ray answer a single one. Eventually, he forces Ray out of the van on the highway and takes the van himself. Then he calls Victor directly. His terms? Clear the gambling debt he owes to the Bangkok lenders, pay him 1 billion won on top of that, and the coffin comes back undamaged. Refuse, and Victor will never see the coffin again. Victor agrees to all of it. Then he hangs up and calls Marcus, a police inspector he keeps close for exactly these situations, and tells him to find Daniel. Victor has no interest in paying. He wants the coffin back, and he will burn through every resource he has to get it. That evening, Daniel calls Hana and tells her to meet him at an abandoned greenhouse outside the city, the same location where he arranged the handover with Victor. She drives there and climbs into the van with him. He gives her a spare phone. He tells her to stay in the van with the coffin while he steps outside to collect payment from someone who will give them enough to vanish and rebuild somewhere far from all of this. Before he gets out, he looks at her directly. If I am not back in time, drive away immediately. Do not wait. She does not like any part of this, but she trusts him, so she stays. Daniel walks out onto the highway to meet Victor. Victor did not come to negotiate. His men arrive in a car and they drive straight into Daniel. He goes down hard into the bushes on the roadside. Hana watches it happen and cannot move. Her phone rings. Daniel. His voice is barely there. Run. Take the van and go right now. The call drops. Victor's men reach the greenhouse fast. Ray spots the van and moves toward it. Hana starts the engine and drives straight through the greenhouse walls. They come after her, boxing her in from different angles. She does not stop. She reads the gaps and takes them. Glass and metal tear apart around the van as she bursts onto the open road. Victor, furious enough to act himself, jumps onto the outside of the moving van and grabs hold. She does not brake. She accelerates, holds the speed, and keeps pushing until the force pulls his grip loose and he falls onto the road behind her. He grabs Daniel's phone and calls her. Return the coffin now, he tells her, and she walks away from this. That is the deal. One chance. She throws the spare phone out the window. Then she drives. She drives until she reaches a place that surfaces from somewhere deep in her memory, an abandoned mining site near Jongsan. She came here as a child with her brother, searching for their dog Mungsil, who had wandered into the mine and vanished. She remembers falling into a ditch inside the shaft, sitting alone in the dark, waiting for someone to find her.
Nobody outside her family knows this place exists. She drives deep into the mine shaft and cuts the engine. Silence settles around her immediately. Daniel is somewhere on that highway, and she does not know if he is still breathing. Her career ends the moment anyone pulls the security footage from that checkpoint. Victor has a corrupt police inspector already tracking her movement across the city. She climbs out of the van, walks around to the back, and opens the coffin. She expected to find a body inside. Instead, she found gold bars. Dozens of them stacked from one end to the other. She stands there looking at a fortune that belongs to a man who just sent a car into her boyfriend's body. A fortune Daniel stole using her clearance without ever once telling her what she was actually smuggling through that checkpoint. Now she has a choice. She can leave the gold here in the mine shaft, walk away tonight and spend the rest of her life being hunted by people who will never stop searching. Or she can keep it and become someone who does not run anymore. What she does next changes everything.